This might be one of our dumber ideas. We're going up in the rain to watch the baseball game. And you probably can't even see me now because it's dark. But they still play baseball in the rain, apparently until midnight. Yeah, they don't mess around here.
Rain.
And we don't even like baseball.
It's still raining. I think we're gonna get wet today.
That's why I gotta have the foulies on. Still gonna get wet. Hey, the boat's getting a great wash. That's all I care about. I even got out the soap and the scrub brush, so it does a good pre-rinse, loosens everything up, so it should be nice and squeaky clean now. It's raining out, and I have to take Bailey up for her potty break before we head over to Port McNeill, even though it's not a very long run. It's not raining very hard right now. But she doesn't like to get her feet wet, even though she loves to go swimming. But she's kind of funny about that in the rain. So we're going to put her little new booties on. We'll see how this goes.
You want some juice? Want some juice? Why don't you lay down? Down. Down. Don't just lay down. No, lay down.
She doesn't want the boots on.
Bailey, come.
Bailey, come back.
No, we're gonna take this foot.
Do they make extra tufts for dogs?
Okay. Are you in there? I can't tell if your foot's in there. Is your foot in there? Okay. And now the question is how many booties will Mike come back with?
Yeah, I don't think it would be so bad here. It's when take her off on an island. That's the last time where...
Oh, God.
What?
This piece of lint that just started running across the carpet. And
Oh.
you know me, I thought it was something else. Okay, you're ready.
Okay, get up. Try him out. Bailey, come here. Come here.
She says no.
Come here. Come here.
It's right here. Here. You going for a walk? Okay. Okay. Oh, are they slippery?
One's in the water.
One is in the water. Great. Okay, so, yeah. The back one didn't stay on. Mike had to get it out of the water.
I think it's more slippery.
Okay, so then...
Dog feet are not meant to have shoes. Well, so far they've stayed on up the dock. The ramp, I think she likes it that better because it's kind of sharp.
We're about to leave Sointula, which we were wondering how it was pronounced, and we got from a local. That's how it is, like coin. So if you remember that, that's how it's pronounced. It's a cute little town, nice little spot.
And I just got a text from Port McNeill.
Yep, North Island.
North Island, that they said, "Are you coming? Because we're waiting for you."
Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah, that's great. So a couple days of the dock here. We got 3 days at Port McNeill. And then it's back off to the islands. But it's nice to be on the dock for a little bit, the shore power.
And there's this little break where it's not raining, so we should get off.
Yeah, we should get going. At least there's no wind. I'll take the rain. Yeah. Yesterday was a little rainy and a lot of wind. Today is nice, but we don't have very far to go. It's
It's 29 minutes according to Navionics. It's just right across. You can see it from here. So, yeah, and so we will see you on that side.
It was really fun to be able to explore Sointula, but we had to get to Port McNeill to provision, do laundry, complete some boat work, and pick up our son Robbie, who was flying in a few days. So we headed out for the short run in beautiful conditions.
The rain is starting again, as was forecasted. Doesn't look bad. We can see all the way over to Port McNeill, so nothing's coming down hard. And the bimini's up, so it's protecting us as long as the wind doesn't bring it through. But I got my fallies on, and we can always go downstairs, but we don't have very far to go, so probably just stay up here.
The water was flat, and it had been a long time since we've given the engines a good run, so now seemed like a good opportunity.
Everything ran fine. I didn't do it very long, after about 20 knots, because the little rain that is happening was getting then blown right into our face, or we were going into it, I should say. So brought it back down. But just want to make sure everything's running good. Should bring it up for longer and come up to good high temperature for a while. The nice thing about the electronic diesels is they're not as prone to the carboning up when you're running at lower RPMs than the old mechanicals are. That's one of the advantages of them. But it's always good to do nonetheless. And we're going to go get fuel anyway, so burning a little extra fuel is not a big deal. So again, it wasn't very long. So yeah, it's always fun. Now we're back down to displacement speed, and we feel like we're crawling. But yeah, doing 8 knots, 8.1. Well, here's a funny thing. As soon as I brought it back down, the rain stopped. That's all right. Fun stuff. So I got a little extra wet. No problem. Still a beautiful day. The main thing is no wind. Wind is the most annoying. So no wind. Absolutely glassy out here. Just a little overcast, and with rain on and off.
It seemed like we just got underway and we were suddenly at Port McNeill. We reserved space at the North Island Marina where we stayed last year. One of our favorite features of this marina is how they do the fueling. We of course had to take advantage of that.
So this is one of the great places about being here at this particular marina, North Island, is that you can do what they call in-berth fueling. So the hose is long enough to be able to go all the way to the berth, so you don't have to go to the fuel dock. It's super convenient, and also, if it's the same as last year, the price was very good. So convenience and price, you can't beat that.
As we headed into town to start our provisioning, we passed through Port McNeill's Orca Fest. When you live on the edge of the Great Bear Rainforest, you don't let a little rain stop you. And to fuel ourselves up for the work we had ahead of us, we stopped for lunch and a beer at the Devil's Bath Brewery. Our neighbors at our table got the nacho plate, and they did a great job with it, but had plenty to take home. That was very good.
It
was good, yeah, a good
and
meal.
we met some nice people,
Yes,
so that was fun.
we met some friendly Canadians, which is redundant.
Pretty much everybody.
Everybody's so friendly. So, yeah. Now we're going to go check out the market. In the shopping mall parking lot, there were booths set up for Orca Fest, with many assorted local products.
went over to check out the world's largest burl. It's charred from a suspicious fire in May 2023 that also burned down its shelter. I put a few links in the description about it. It's pretty interesting.
I'm cooking dinner. We were gifted some shrimp and prawns yesterday. I cut them up smaller, but
We should put a shout out to Bruce on the Sun Ranger.
yes.
Yes.
For two reasons. He gave us shrimp, and he made those bird boxes that we showed in our video in
Shoal Bay.
Shoal Bay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, half of those shrimp went straight into my mouth with like nothing else. So this is the rest of them. We're making a pasta.
We had to hold ourselves back last night.
Right? And yeah, you know, I love my mise en place. So I'm just going to start throwing this stuff and making... We're going to have some mushrooms and tomatoes and the shrimp and a store-bought Alfredo and pasta. So, yeah, dinner. I guess I should cook something, huh? We're not fancy here. It's in a bowl. You got some stuff to put on top of it.
I don't know. So the prawns and they're two different types. They're two different.
Yes, he gave us shrimp.
With a tiger.
I wish I.
On a coon stripe, because those smaller. There was tiger prawns, and then
one of them he seasoned with some vinegar and spices, and they were so good.
Yeah, exactly. They're really good.
And they're gonna be really good in this pasta too. So
yeah, we'll dig in.
This might be one of our dumber ideas. We're going up in the rain to watch the baseball game. And you probably can't even see me now because it's dark. But they still play baseball in the rain, apparently until midnight. Yeah, they don't mess around here.
rain.
And we don't even like baseball. We just showed up to the baseball field, and the last it ended right as we got there. So we're checking out the museum, so that maybe we'll check it out tomorrow or the next day or not. Depends on the hours. Looks like it's open tomorrow, which is a Sunday, from 9:30 to 4:30. So while we're doing laundry or doing the many other chores, we'll check it out. So stay tuned.
Okay, the boat is a total disaster. This is what it looks like before we get everything taken care of. Yeah, like the laundry. I guess I had
We haven't done all the provisioning yet either.
I know I did have 2 bags of groceries. That was just for short term before we do the provisioning. We have the cushions up because we left Bailey. The rug's up because of Bailey. Yeah, it's crazy. But it'll be all nice and tidy in a day. Maybe.
I'm doing the first oil change on the dinghy. You're supposed to do it after the first month. And so it's, not as easy as the old 2-stroke, which of course didn't need an oil change at all, but it was a little 8 horsepower, and if you needed to work on it, you could take it off and pick it up. It was 55 pounds. This one's a lot heavier and of course a lot more complex. So this is how I found out how we're doing it, and it's not too bad. So I lifted up with the crane. Actually, I brought it down, ran it for a little bit to get the oil warm and circulate it through, and then bring it over and put it on the rail on a towel, and then tie it so it doesn't try to slide away to the other side over here. And so far this is working okay. It puts it right, actually nice working level. So yeah, it's working out pretty good. And also doing the lower unit oil, gear case oil, which is also supposed to be done after the first month or so. And yeah, it's working out pretty good. Got the little collection thing here, and so far haven't spilled any. And for me, that's pretty good. Still haven't put it away in the bottles to dispose of yet, so still have time to make a mess. Well, that was successful, and I didn't make a big mess, and that's very rare. I do have to remember, however, that that bottle is no longer rum. That's motor oil. Gonna put that to the side, so when we do the big oil changes, we can put it in the recycling. Yeah.
So we went to go check out the Port McNeill Museum. The museum has exhibits of everyday items that the population a century ago used, and also how they entertained themselves. Logging was a huge industry and way of life, and this is represented very well here. And of course, you have to get to the logging areas in a place where by water is the best way.
We had an exciting morning this morning to wake up to.
Well, I actually was awake and I saw Robbie was at the airport.
Yeah. She saw he's at the airport, then gets a text from him that
Phone call
that he booked the wrong flight. He booked
the right flight. Wrong time.
Wrong time. That's right. Exactly. He did for 9 o'clock at night rather than 9 o'clock in the morning, which means that's not a big deal in itself, but he's got to get the flight from Vancouver to Port Hardy.
He tried to get it changed at the airport, but no one at any of the desks would help him. They just kept giving him a phone number.
Yeah.
And we literally watched in that time frame that there were available flights, and then there was an Air Canada flight that got canceled, and those flights got booked by the
one that did have some space. So in the end, it's going to work out all right. He's not going to be able to see the bright lights of Port McNeill tonight, but so he's going to get the 9 o'clock flight that he did have at night, and then sleep in the Vancouver airport overnight.
Fun times.
And get the morning flight. Luckily, there was space on the morning flight on Pacific Coastal, which is a small airline. But
and then the van, of course, that we had reserved today, it looked like it was completely booked up, but we were. The office was super helpful. They coordinated us with the other boat, and it turns out that they're dropping people off and can pick him up and give him a ride back here. So
either we're going to go drop their people off, come back, or they're going to wait and bring him back.
Everybody's all on board helping each other, so it's all good.
Fun times.
We would be getting ready to be picking up Robbie, but that didn't work out. So we're going to go up to Gus's because Amy said she looked in the line and they had fried pickles.
I don't know how old that was.
Yeah, we'll see. But and you know how we are about fried pickles.
We might be disappointed again.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like we have this exact same picture.
We do.
We were supposed to be having a beer with our kid.
But no.
I guess we'll have to drink twice as much. Once again, we're having a breakfast of champions at 2:45.
It's not quite breakfast.
Well, we didn't have breakfast or lunch.
Yep. Oh, hot.
We're going to try a little experiment. And so when Robbie comes in, he just landed, and the van's going to pick him up from Port Hardy to bring him to Port McNeill. And we're going to have him just wait down the dock a little bit and stand there maybe and see if Bailey smells him and recognizes him. See how long it takes for her to clue in. So it should be fun.
A huge thanks goes to the crew of Rabbit 2 for picking up Robbie from the airport. It was a hectic few days for him to get off the ship and get up to us. But now he could relax, but first he has to see his dog.
Now that Robbie was finally aboard, it was time to drop the lines and head back to the islands. The weather and the seas were perfect, and it was going to be an easy run to our first stop, Turnbull Cove.
Going to make some more bread, and actually I mixed it last night, and it's been a little cool, so gonna bump things up and put it down into the engine room. Use what you have.
Bailey was sternly supervising my proofing technique.
They're just polenta, like grilled polenta with pesto, prosciutto, and cheese. 2 kinds of cheese. Havarti and
Right, as we cross the notorious Queen Charlotte Strait to the Broughton Islands.
Turnbull Cove is a large, very protected anchorage with good anchoring depths and great holding. There were only a few boats in the cove, and we had our choice of spots, so we dropped and set the hook. Once we were settled in, we dropped the dinghy and headed to hike up to Huaskin Lake. We stopped to check out the old steam donkey on the side of the trail. Then we began the rather steep but short climb up to the lake. When you drop down to the lake, there is a dock and a picnic table. Bailey was the first to try the lake out. Then it was our turn. The lake was surprisingly warm, especially given that the Broughtons are generally cooler, with less sun than, let's say, Desolation Sound, for example. The swim felt great. After a short rest at the boat, Robbie and I took off to check out Nepah Lagoon through the Roaring Hole Rapids. This entrance, like most narrow lagoon entrances, should be made at or near high water slack. The lagoon stretches for over 4 miles, but it was late in the day, and with just a short period of time to safely transit the rapids, we just ran in a bit and turned back. Join us in our next episode when we leave Turnbull Cove and head to the quaint floating community of Sullivan Bay, where we try out the famous one-hole golf course. Robbie and I take the dinghy out for salmon, and we come back with a nice coho. And we go to the Sullivan Bay restaurant for dinner. Finally, the day is topped off with an amateur fireworks show at the end of the dock. The next day, we stern tie in the Cecil Island anchorage, right outside the entrance to Broughton Lagoon. Then we brave the rapids into the lagoon and are treated once again this year to the Pacific Whiteside Dolphins. And it's another great show. So if you would, be like our dolphin friends and swim on over to the subscribe button. Why? Because this is Amy's reaction every time we get a new subscriber.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Here we go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.